What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, and thank you for stopping in. Today, we have a knife to unbox coming in from AM8 Knives. Shout out to AM8 and Migaron for sending this in. If you're here because you like knife and EDC content, you're in the right spot. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I release daily videos, and hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video to more people. Let us know what you are carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. I'm really excited about this one. This is one of my favorite AM8 models that have ever come out. This is going to be the Gladiator, but it's going to be in a budget form. And if you remember, when I checked out the Gladiator 2, which is a premium version of the Gladiator, I said this knife would do phenomenal in a budget knife, and here it is. We have the budget AM8 Gladiator. I'll have this thing linked down below. We are going to be looking at 14C 28N steel. We have a dual finish on this. We have a hand satin on the flats, and then we have a vertical on the primary there. It looks very, very good. You have this flat rolling into the swedge. That gives this thing a lot of character, and then you have that nice slant to the tip there, and I've always enjoyed that. If you have precision work or, you know, that type of work to do, it is going to be perfect for that. You have that nice lower tip. You do have dual thumb studs and a rear flipper on this one. The Gladiator 2 was a front flipper, so they have switched it to a rear flipper in the case of this budget version. The detent is very nice. They have definitely been working on their action department, and this is very, very good in that regard. The flipper works very good. Studs are placed very well, and there's tons of access to get to them on both sides. And they will be slightly in the cutting path, but not too shabby. Right as the edge starts, they'll be there. Some people worry about that. I've never found that to be a huge issue, depending on what you're doing. We do have good access, chamfer there to the liner, and a chamfer on the liner. Very easy to get to and disengage. We're looking at a nice deep carry clip here, and it has been recessed, and that's a little different than we typically see from AM8 Migaron. We don't have the ability to switch it over to lefty. I think that will, some people that will eliminate because they want that option, whether they're lefty or they just want to carry the knife lefty. This would be right hand only. We do have a G10 backspacer there, and then we are looking at black micarta for our handle material. And from what I've seen, they have black, green, and there's even, I think, one other one. As far as I've seen, there might be more, or there could be more coming. Let's go ahead and get an actual size on this thing. We're looking at overall 8 1/4, and then 3 1/4 of cutting edge, or just shy of 3 1/4, and then 3 3/4 of total blade. So this is a full-size knife. Let's bring out a couple of comparisons. We have the Vostede Raccoon up top here and the Kaiser Drop Bear. And you can see this thing is much larger, it's longer, and more girthy than both of these. Now let's bring out some big dogs. We got the full-size Militaw here and the CJRB Frac. And the Frac makes a lot of knives look small, but the Frac is a very large folder. And the new Gladiator is going to fall right in between the Frac and the Militaw. The Militaw is a very popular knife and size, and the Gladiator is going to be just a little bit larger than the Militaw. So if you like the Militaw but wish it was a little bit more substantial, you do have a little bit different blade shape, but ultimately they're going to be very similar, but the Gladiator is going to have a better hand feel. If you have larger hands, the Gladiator will feel much better in the hand. As far as what this will look like in the pocket, it's going to carry very deep. We'll get our issuing stitches hank out here, slide it in, good retention at the start, and yeah, you won't see much or any of this knife poking out of the pocket, maybe the butt end. And I was fully expecting to see a milled tie clip on this knife. So I'm kind of still processing that. I don't mind this clip at all. It looks good and it's going to function good. I don't know how people will take that. I know some people prefer the milled clip because they feel like they're getting a value out of that. And I think in some cases we are. But also functionality comes into play as well. And I think some people would ultimately prefer a rollover clip. I think what Migron is doing is just giving options. You know, if you want milled clips, we have these knives with titanium milled clips. If you want a fold over clip, we have options in that as well. So this feels very healthy at 3 3/4 inches overall, full steel liners. This is definitely a healthy knife. Let's go. Whoo. I want to go 5, but all right, let's say 5. Ooh, okay. All right, 4.8, not too shabby. That is exactly right. 4.8, not too bad. That is the weight where I say something feels good in hand, like you have something substantial in your hand. About that 5 ounce, you know, and this is going to sit well in that price at $50, I think, is what these are coming in, at least full retail. And I'm sure there will be many times where you can pick this up with a coupon code or something like that. So let's see what kind of edge we have on this thing. Very good. So, last thing we got to check is that lock. And nice tight tolerances there. Perfectly centered up. There's not going to be any detent lash on this feller. And we do have very solid lock up there. 55, 60%, which is going to be very good. That liner is engaged nicely on the tang. Go ahead and check this thing and see what we are looking at. We got the spine whacker here. Let's go ahead and check this thing. There's no movement up or down or side to side. Nope, feels good. No pivot lash. Very good. Close it. Check it in a couple spots. Feels good and it sounds good. Give it a couple triple taps. And I think she's going to be nice and solid. That has a very good lockup. Still going to be a liner lock, yes. So, you know, you're going to want to obviously always use knives with caution and awareness. But this is a little bit beefier of a knife, and that liner is no joke there. That's a nice piece of steel holding that. So we have a fairly robust knife with the steel liners. Got the nice micarta with some milling done, and then these have kind of a, there we go. You can see kind of the texturing done in the micarta. We do have a lanyard loop there for the lanyard fans. There's a close-up of that clip being recessed. You know, I wish I would have loved to have seen just a little filler tab here. Boom, left-hand carry option is there. You know, but I think companies, they're a work in progress too. You know, so Migron has, I don't want to say, I guess I should say, they've struggled with putting the option for left-hand carry. We've had crossbar locks come from them without, you know, left-hand carry option. And a crossbar lock is as ambidextrous pretty much as you can get. And not that this, you know, this type of knife is a right-handed knife, but the option should still be there if somebody wants to carry this lefty or they are lefty. And, you know, most lefties, if the option's there, I would say usually switch it over, maybe not always. But the option is nice, whether you're right or left handed. I think it's nice to have the option to switch it over. I've had many people comment and tell me they're right-handed, but they switch the clip over to lefty because then they can put, one in their left pocket, one in their right pocket type of a deal. I would say that's probably going to be the only criticism I really have of this knife. It's Miguron and AM8 just continue to put value out there, especially in their under $60 knives. I think this one probably gets a little overlooked. It's a little newer, but I think it gets overlooked because it's under the AM8 brand. I think most people search up Miguron, and this may or may not pop up when you search up Miguron. This is going to fall under the sister company of AM8. So this one might be kind of getting slept on a little bit in regards to the Miguron line, but it definitely should not be getting slept on. This is going to be a great knife for someone who wants a full-size knife, a little bit more robust in the handle. It's not an overly thick blade stock, but it is a healthy blade stock, and it maintains that all the way down there to that tip. So pretty robust knife all the way around. This is probably some of the best liner lock action from Miguron and AM8 in the budget lines they've done that I've handled. Although a lot have been good, I wouldn't say a lot of them have been great. This is venturing on great right here with the flipper. That flipper does not feel like a second thought or an afterthought. It's got a good action to it, and then them studs, you really gotta get up on there on those studs to flick this thing out. But yeah, I think this is going to be a nice little hit for Miguron and AM8. You guys will have to let me know, what do you think? I know the Gladiator 2 was very popular, the premium version, but I know a lot of people also told me, they can't hack that price. They wish it was more affordable. Well, here it is. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. That helps push the video to more people. If you're new here to the channel, I release daily knife and EDC content just like this. Make sure you're subscribed and ring that bell. That'll let you know anytime I release new content. I will put up a couple of new videos on your screen. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.